What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. How's everyone doing? I'm great, thank you for asking. So today's video, obviously by the title, I'm still going to manage this topic in the most sensible way that I feel possible. I know we get lots of comments that hate these types of videos, but plenty that do like these types of videos, but we are going to go through the full off-season cycle. I'm still going to tiptoe around exact dosages because I do think it's up to me to somewhat not give something to replicate, because people go, work for Josh, might work for me. It's all individual. These things literally manipulate almost weekly, or at least every 2 to 4 weeks. We could be manipulating things based off my individual reaction. But before we do that, we're here for a push workout with Carl. Let's get him on screen. With Carl. And we've got a push session today, and we're going to go through we're actually not going to go for anything. I nearly went into education mode there. We're going to give you an edit. So, Andy, I'll pass it over to you from here. Let's do this. Push day. We'll see you after. Let's go. Alright guys, so that is session done. It's really nice to kind of train aggressively again. It's been a long time since I've been training aggressively, obviously. There was like peak week to peak week, then I knew I had the hernia, then I had the hernia surgery, so then I've been holding back since. But today was the first day where I felt like I could really get after some weight, so it was really kind of liberating. I feel like I can really start to push on, and obviously this kind of lines up with my off season, and my off season for me, obviously when you talk about assisted users, we like to say our off season starts when we're using higher amounts of exogenous hormone or going on a blast. So for me, that actually starts today, on a Monday. You guys would have already seen the blood work video, so this is kind of my baseline to kind of go up from here. So we've been given the all clear. I appreciate I'm still taking risks. I appreciate things might not still be perfect, and I appreciate that you might not want to take that risk and you might think I'm an idiot, and that is absolutely fine, because this is my journey. And before we do get into this, I just do want to highlight that I'm not a doctor, I'm not like an expert in this field. I'm literally just giving you my life and the way that I've done things, and some things that I've learned along the way as well. So off season cycle, what's it going to be? You guys are probably not going to be very happy with the answers, because it's pretty much the same as the video like 4 weeks ago when I was talking about my prep cycle. Now there's a few, I should say, different things that we want to consider when we're in an off season versus a prep. Number one, I'm not trying to lose body fat, so that means that most of the lipolytics, no clen, no yohimbine, no T3, nothing like that needs to be in place. Nothing that needs to facilitate the burning of body fat needs to be in place. So none of those are going to be there. I'm still using growth hormone, which can be seen as a lipolytic if you want to use it in that factor, but I'm just using that baseline 3IU, 1.5 in the morning, 1.5 in the evening, or sometimes post-workout if I get around to it. And then we're just going to start off with how we did exactly in the prep season. So first up, testosterone. How much? Less than 500 milligrams. I've never taken more than 450, I think, or 400 in fact it was, in my peak in my prep cycle. So for me, I'm actually starting less than that again, and I will titrate that upwards along with the rest of my cycle, along with food, along with volume. So you can see that we're starting as low as we possibly can, in consideration to my drug history, my age. My goals are going to have a big impact on what drugs I take, of course. I've got more rewards for my risks. If someone who doesn't, then you might want to change things a little bit. So test-based, obviously. So the next compound is going to be Primo. Now, the reason why I use Primo is for a few reasons. Number one, it massively increases your protein accretion, the ability to absorb protein. It's got anabolism in it. We know that it's been researched in humans, specifically in women, up to 1,200 milligrams. And I'm going to be starting less than 600, for example. I will do the same thing, like I'll titrate it up alongside my test dose. Another benefit of Primo is it does offer the modulation of the androgen to estrogen ratio. So in my experience, it controls my estrogen or my estrogen. don't know why I said estrogen. It controls my estrogen as my test comes up. And it actually just keeps me with the ability to never use an aromatase inhibitor. Like I said, I've only used like two aromatin tablets split over 4 weeks during prep over the last 2 years of using anabolics. And then I'm gonna be using Tren. Oh my God. Yes, I am. 100 milligrams only. Gonna keep it there the whole time. That's exactly what I did during my prep. That's exactly what I did during my off season. Just working on these different pathways that anabolics offer us. Obviously testosterone, huge anabolism, protein turnover, same with Primo, but obviously working on the aromatase enzyme a little bit as well, or the aromatase pathway a little bit. And then obviously Tren being a 19 nor, it's gonna work on that glucocorticoid pathway. So I'm just trying to touch these different pathways rather than just hammer testosterone. You know, so people cuss me out for using less than 500 milligrams. Yes, I'm using less than 500 milligrams of testosterone, but I'm using this, and this on different pathways because there's less side effects, but it all comes to the same goal rather than just destroying your testosterone and having to eat Iridodex for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're spreading our bets, which reduce the overall kind of negatives. You still have them, of course, you still have side effects, but towards the same goal. And that is literally it. So growth hormone, those three, starting really low, will titrate up. I may use Proviron a little bit later in the cycle, which is an oral. It has a little bit less effect on your kidneys, liver, so you can run it throughout a cycle. It's still gonna affect your cholesterol a little bit, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant based off where my cholesterol is. It can push your free test up. It can also act on the as a slight aromatase inhibitor, where it facilitates estrogen coming down a little bit. But for me, when I have used it, I've generally felt low estrogen symptoms, like less sex drive, less fullness, less energy. And actually what happened in my off season is I started with it last time and I ran out of it for the last 4 weeks. And I thought I'm not gonna get any more. And that last 4 weeks, I felt the best. So I'm probably gonna start without it and I'll probably layer it on potentially, see how I feel and go from there. So that's it, like that is the secret sauce. The same as a prep season. Why? Because they're mostly bioidentical drugs. And if not, they've been researched in humans over a long period of time. So you've got efficacious data on them. I like to think of it as a safer use model. I'm sure people are gonna cuss me out. I'm sure people are gonna say I'm lying. I don't really give a fuck because I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Peace everybody, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.